And we are live. How we doing tonight, Jamie?
Low energy Jeb tonight, Clay.
Oh my God, low energy. Jeb Williams or Jeb Bush? Anyway, we're gonna do a little bashing tonight on Jamie's
Yeah,
show, too.
Clay's gonna get after Jeb here a little later.
Hey, Trappist, good evening. Hey, they have a bull sale coming up. You're not gonna want to miss that, guys. That's gonna be February 28th. Kiss Livestock at 1 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Central. A lot of great bulls there. Of course, I'm after a red one, so that's where I'm going to be headed anyway. That's again the Brenner Red Angus Bull Sale coming up February 28th. Want to be there at Kiss Livestock right there in Mandan, North Dakota. Hey, Braden. All right. My boy Braden there. I always call him my boy.
Yeah, there he is.
One of the family. Hey, Doug Thompson. I got to see DJ while we were down Rapids, so it was great to see him again. Eric, good to have you on board. All right, so people are just kind of starting to tune in here. We are live on Rumble. We're live on both channels. We still maintain them. Fascist Book, good luck. We are on X, so X is there. Dan Brown, good evening from the Western Edge. He says only 17 below.
Yeah, that's it, huh?
Man, we woke up to 38 below today. Wow.
Woof.
Yeah, that's
hey, they said this morning on Fox and Friends, one of the coldest winters on record so far. So, global warming or climate change, how they want to call it, got debunked.
Working.
Love it.
It isn't working very good, is it?
No.
And again, I haven't checked, but it looks like my page, as far as on Fascist Book, and I think the GAT701 page. Yeah, they're not.
I shared Sturm and guns on the 701 to it, so.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell everybody. I can tell you right now that we're having issues. I don't know.
We're not there.
Yeah, I would be surprised if we survive. I really would be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually thought today, Clay, when I was messing around, I thought, you know what? If these son of a bitches X us out, I don't know. I'm really sick of dealing with that kind of shit, to be honest with you.
You mean with Facebook? Yeah. I don't care if I even get back on there. If they nix us this time, I probably won't even.
I mean, it works good for videos and shit like that. I mean, there really isn't another platform like that in pictures. I mean,
but go over to X. X has been great. They never ever do anything to us. And,
I get you there, but I'm just saying, like, other people, because our videos and shit do get looked at a lot on there. X. The one thing about X that sucks, people go there and all it is fucking politics. It almost freaking drives me nuts sometimes. I go on there and it's just, I mean, there's nothing on it. It's always bitching about politics. And it's good to live stream there. I love that shit. I love live streaming there. But I mean, that's what sucks about a platform like Facebook. That's the biggest one if you ever want to, connect with all your other people. And our mule deer doe thing on there had just 1,200 views on that and all that.
Well, you can also go over to CommieTube. They are restricting us as well, but go ahead and go there, and you know where we're at, everybody. You go there, check it out, and I mean, we're still getting good numbers there. Even though my son, Jamie, I don't get this. This is how dumb people are. Not my son, but he made a little thing here about 6 months ago. He's already got his 15,000 public watch hours. That's more than we got. Watching these little short videos. He has qualified to monetize his channel already.
Perfect.
And he's got about as many followers or subs as we got. Like, oh my God. Well, good for him. It just shows you what's out there on the social media platform. Hey, Brian, good to see you tonight. He says, good evening, my fellow MVs.
Oh, yeah. I might actually crank us up another TikTok channel one of these days here. I was thinking about it. YouTube, Facebook gives us the boot. Maybe we'll see.
Our buddy Scott's gotten one, and he's done well on it. So,
yeah. We were doing good on it. Like I said, I just got tired of posting everything that you do one here and you do one here and you got to post it all. I'm like, this is taking up too much of my goddamn time.
I will tell everybody though, the Sturm Wesson one is still there. And they haven't done shit to that one. Think about that. They're good with it. So if you want to go there, you can catch it there. We've shared it to our other stuff, and I'm going to post it right there in the comments. Just go ahead and hit that. And if you want to watch us on Facebook, you can do that. So, all right. With that, before we get started, I suppose we better give our Second Amendment. And I put that up for everybody. But go ahead, Jamie, if you want.
Yeah, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Amen, amen. And we got a lot of infringement they're trying to take place with with the new administration coming in and basically getting rid of all the crap that's been happening to us for the last 4 years.
Love it.
There it is. Sorry, I'm over here checking on Rumble.
I'm waiting for we get everybody in there. We can start working on getting deregulating the silencers from the NFA and shit.
I was just reading some articles on that. We've got a better chance now of not just that. I mean, you got that machine gun case going on right now. There's one on suppressors out there right now, and I've talked about them before. I think I've even talked about it on Todd's show. But right now, until them cases get done, I don't think you're going to see much. We do have 2 bills introduced in the House of Representatives. We got a better shot now than we've ever had, and we have a president who will sign them. So I'm hopeful. I really am. But I know what they're doing. They're rushing through this first 100 days to get as much done as they possibly can because they need to. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I think you'll see other things happen. But
it could be Hogwash has us on the run now, so.
Yeah. Old DNC VP. Yeah.
Oh. All right, should we get into it here, Clay?
Why don't you lead us off? All
right. So the National Deer Association's 2025 deer report came out. They used 23-24 deer season stats. Sounded pretty promising for most of the states here. Got this out of Realtree actually. So it starts out. Hunters across the United States are tagging a historically high number of bucks, and I'll round these numbers off. Total buck kills of 3,090,182 during the 23-24 season, and of course, like I said here, the last for which complete harvest records were available. Marks only the second time the harvest has topped 3 million in 25 years. Okay. So the big news, though, Clay, people are shooting more mature bucks than ever. If you can, not around here, I can promise you, not that I've seen around these parts.
Yeah.
But nationwide, apparently, in 2023, 43% of the bucks shot across North America were 3.5 years old or older. That is the highest percentage of mature buck harvest that National Deer Association has ever reported, Clay.
Wow.
So that's that's good news nationwide. I like that.
Yeah.
The gold star for holding out and getting yourself the biggest mature buck, that goes to 85% of bucks shot in Oklahoma in 2003 or 3. That's pretty damn good. 85%. Yeah. If we could get 85% of the freaking I need meat for the pot people up here to hold out, we'd be in freaking business, man. We'd be shooting a lot nicer bucks around here.
Well, yeah, and just not to interrupt you, but I will.
No, go for it.
I mean, I don't know about you, but we were out this year deer hunting. You and me, we were together. We were both doing our own seasons, and I can tell you right now, the mature buck level right now. Yes, we've had some EHD hit, no doubt about it. But I also watched a lot of people chase the smallest damn bucks out there. I had a rule on my place that if it wasn't 4 points at least and mature, even with the guys I had hunting, they couldn't shoot it. And there's a reason for that, because you've seen the bucks I'm pulling off this place. Mm-hmm. It does work. Now, not every buck has a genetics. You got to weed them out. But I like the fact that they got 3.5 years or older. That's a great thing. I'd like to see it step up there. But I bet you most bucks, I'd love to see that number, and I never see it from Game and Fish. I wonder what the average age is in North Dakota.
Yeah, well, Doug asked how they got these mature buck stats. I'm not sure. I imagine they took a sample size of bucks that were shot and harvested. However they got them and did.
Killed.
I mean, we did have a lot more mature bucks on our place before that big winter hit, and then that big spring storm, and that took them out. And evening, Eric Glauser. Thanks for tuning in again, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and this last season, I didn't see very many, the mature bucks.
EHD came through again a little bit this year. You saw the picture I sent you, the dead one I had in the creek. That was a nice mature buck.
Yeah, I saw it in person actually. So.
Yeah, you saw it in person. So we did lose some of that, and 3 years around. Well, yeah, it was about 3 years ago. We had to go through here and really wipe out a bunch of them, but they're coming back, and the mule deer are coming back actually even harder. But you can't have big bucks if you don't have the genetics, if you don't have the forage, and you don't have maturity. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not holding my breath that's going to happen.
No.
So
anyway, sorry.
No, that's fine, Clay. That's fine. So Oklahoma was number 1 at 85, and to round it out, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, and Arkansas round out the top 5. So, which is good. They say here too, Clay, deer populations are strong and growing in most areas. They're probably growing in North Dakota after the EHD, but I wouldn't exactly call it strong.
Right.
So, well, before we get into the rest of these stats, let's go antlerless harvest here. The top 5 states for that, Clayton. Number 1, Texas, 315,000. Pennsylvania, which I thought was kind of weird. Pennsylvania doesn't seem like a big deer hunting state to me, but 258,000. Missouri, 179,000. Georgia, 164,000, and Alabama coming in at 158,000. So
that's pretty good. I mean, it's good numbers compared to here.
Yeah,
but you got to remember, I don't know if you've ever been down in any of them or over in any of them states.
No.
I mean, they got million deer. They just do. Georgia's just. I mean, there's deer everywhere.
Yeah, all the trees and shit. I mean,
all the trees. Florida's the same way. When you
think Minnesota would have been in there, but maybe they just don't have enough people living there that hunt. I don't know.
I don't know. Minnesota's a tough state. I've hunted over there, so you got areas where you got to use your shotgun. You got a lot of bow hunters over there. I think probably a bigger bow hunting.
Well, they should be on here because everybody there can hunt with a crossbow, so they should have just been slaughtering the shit out of them.
Yeah, they should all be dead now, right? That's what we were told.
I heard somebody just point in a general direction, squeeze a trigger, and a dead buck laying there.
So easy. We're going to talk a little about that here coming up too.
So just hunting in general, Clay, deer hunters constitute 72% of all people who buy a hunting license each year.
How much?
That seemed high to me, but that's high, right? I mean, that's a lot. So,
I would imagine. I suppose here in North Dakota, it's got to be between deer hunters and pheasant hunters. Got to be.
I mean, I think I've heard it a number of times. They say there's more people who deer hunt.
It probably is. Corey says Clay Peterson can't drive in Georgia. No, I cannot. They have suspended my privileges indefinitely. And you know what I say to them, right? You'll pound sand.
So, Texas has the most firearm hunters. Nice job, Texas.
Good job, Texas. Real hunters down there.
Yeah, real hunting boys down there. Wisconsin has the most archers, and New York has the most muzzleloader hunters. That's all you need is a muzzleloader. Just ask anybody in New York there, they'll tell you.
I'll tell you right out straight.
Nobody needs 10 rounds to kill a deer. The average buck license for across the country.
Hey, did you see this though?
What's that?
Well, go ahead. The next one down there with the percentage of archery. Go ahead. Give
resident buck license average $40.30. Non-resident license average $278.17.
That's actually
40. That's what it is here, right?
It's going to go to 45, ain't it? Let me go.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I got to find that bill again.
So what are you saying? The top, right here, the top 3 states where percentage of the 2023 deer harvest by archery, vertical and crossbow. Hey, they actually included us in there on that one. Crossbows, right?
Yeah.
Freaking Jersey, New Jersey, 64%, number 1.
I love the fact that it says vertical or crossbow.
Yeah, that's what I said. They included us in there.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of states that do it. We got a pretty strong association in North Dakota that fights that every single year.
Oh, yeah.
But yet they carve out their own. Like I said, we're going to talk about some of these game and fish bills. And you know what? Another 15% for you mule deer hunters for archery. Kiss my ass. So now don't even ask me. I used to let a few. No. If you think that you're entitled to your own mule deer season now, nah, you can go to hell.
Well, they robbed it. They took it out of the rifle tag.
Yep, they took them out of the rifle tag. I was reading that. And so now don't come here. I don't care who you are. Don't come here and ask me to archery hunt because I'm going to tell you no.
Yeah. You're cheating with a gun anyways. It's too easy.
Unless you're, if you got a permit that lets you use a crossbow, I'll let you hunt. Then you're good.
Hey, because everybody who rifle hunts mule deer has a 198-inch at least hanging on their wall.
Gotta be right. Anyway.
Yeah, so New Jersey was number 1 for bow. at 64%. Ohio, 49%. And again, we head out East Coast again, 48%. So we got 2 liberal states that are top 3 in bow hunters.
Imagine that. You might have something to do with their gun restrictions. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, when you look at Jersey, Ohio, and Connecticut, 3 of them, well, Ohio ain't too bad, but 2 of those are really bad when it comes to gun laws. And they got high percentages of archery. And then you skip down into the muzzleloader, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, muzzleloader. Top 3 states for deer killed with a muzzleloader. Rhode Island, number 1 at 41%. Virginia, which, I mean, that's borderline, 26%. And Massachusetts, 21%.
So, yeah, 2 of them 3 states. Virginia's not too bad. They've got some gun control, which is ironic.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Next one, Clay. Now you're singing my song here. Top 3 states for real hunters who shot their deer with a centerfire rifle during the 2020. I had a little part in there. So with 2020, man, the number 1, man, I actually surprised. 1 and 2, I didn't know it was that high. Montana, 95%. Wyoming just nipping at the heels at 94. And then we go over to the Palmetto State, South Carolina, 90. Lindsey Graham out there hunting with his rifle, his centerfire.
Oh, yeah, old leaky
91%. Wow, that's I didn't think that's pretty high. I like that.
No, absolutely. I'm going to interrupt you quick.
Go for it, Clayton.
Dan said, he goes, that's kind of interesting because we were just talking about Pennsylvania. They had 153,000 vehicle animal insurance collision claims in 2023. That is a lot of deer, Dan. And I guess that's why I said there. I know there's a ton of deer in that state. So they had the most harvested, but they had a lot of deer too. So it's fun to mess with stats, but really it's probably, I bet you we have a higher percentage of harvest versus tags given out is what I'm getting at. I don't know. So
EHD, Clay, which is always in the news up here now, right? Was confirmed in 25 states in 2024. The most significant EHD activity occurred, unfortunately, in the Midwest.
Yep.
And notable findings from chronic wasting disease, which they claim is always what's killing them all, and it doesn't, but EHD
go ahead and read that because I'm going to point something out on
that. CWD has now been identified in deer and elk in 36 states. States tested almost 250,000 tissue samples in 2024 and spent more than $25 million on CWD surveillance and monitoring.
So think about that. $25 million just on testing. And I don't know about you, but North Dakota, we had 1.
Right.
And there were some that came in that had some samples. I'm talking 1 that died of it that they could confirm. Otherwise, these samples they're collecting come from deer heads of deer that were killed by rifle in the hunting season or bow. They were killed by hunters is what I'm getting at. They didn't die of it. They died with it. Kind of like freaking China virus. They didn't die from it. They died with it. And that's why I got such a big issue. But the money, and that's just in 2024. $25 million just in 2024. And what they prove? Nothing.
They proved we were right when we say they're full of shit is what they proved.
Pretty much, yes.
Right? So one more thing here, Clay. Researchers found that in white-tailed deer, the prevalence of CWD is typically highest in adult bucks, followed by doe. Adult bucks are often 1.5 to 3 times more likely to be infected with CWD compared to females.
I found it that white-tailed deer, because our whitetails don't seem like they're really infected with that.
No, it's usually mule deer.
It's usually mule deer here. So, that's interesting. I mean, I don't know where they got all their stats. I did go look a little at their report, and they got sources cited on there. Most of them come from, game and fish departments or Department of Natural Resources, whatever their state calls it. It's like where a lot of that stuff come from.
I'm going to get some of these comments here.
Yeah, go for it. There's some great ones in there.
Josh says, public land I hunt hardly sees any bucks, let alone mature ones. Corey Merriman and Lynette said neither one of them, they're never getting an X account. I got you said, okay, Josh says, what's YO? New YO, is that?
I don't know.
That way because you can shoot anything with the, no, I don't get. it is considered vertical or crossbow because I shoot my. Oh, that's Eric. Oh, it popped up on me here. New IO is that way because you can't shoot anything with a shoulder on the case because they go too far if they have a shoulder.
Really?
I'm not sure what was that. Can you decipher that one for me, Clay?
I can't.
Okay.
really
Eric
can't.
says, so if you hold your recurve bow like you're in the hood,
New York,
is
there
it
you go.
considered a
New
vertical or crossbow? Because I shoot my recurve sideways.
You're gangster style, ain't you, Eric?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Says New York is that way because you can't shoot anything with a shoulder on the case. Okay, so yeah, he's talking like shoulder on the case of your card, like
Yep.
So I want like you can do the straight wall ones like a 350 Legend and
right. And
I'm
that's kind of Minnesota.
hockey,
A lot of their units, you got to use slug barrels in your shotguns because there's so many people.
Okay, yeah. Josh is right here. Ohio is a straight wall cartridge state too, I believe, for deer hunting. Yeah, I think I have seen that. And Doug says I was thinking the same thing, Eric. Dan says I believe the North Dakota deer hunt harvest success rate was routinely 70-75 until recent low population years.
That's
probably
right.
I think it was. Yep.
And
I remember
that
my unit. I could get a buck. I could get a muley buck tag, and then I get a doe tag left over. Even it was.
I used to get that all the time when I had to apply. I mean, I get it gratis because we have land here, and so generally I don't have an issue. And it's in any deer. Of course, that bill that's flying through that your buddy Senator Clearly. How do you like how I said that? That put it on Cleary. He's pushing this, and it's essentially they're going to make it tough for even a gratis application to make it through, and that's okay. If they pass it, I have a feeling it's going to struggle in the House. I've already been working the House already. I think it's going to struggle a little bit because of what we were saying, and I guarantee you, if I don't get my gratis antelope tag, if my unit's open, nobody else is hunting here either.
Right.
I mean, why the hell would I do that? So
Josh says it's a straight wall cartridge state. Yep. They say if the case has a shoulder on the cartridge, the bullets go too far. Yep. I think they do that in Minnesota too, don't they? In some areas.
Well, I don't know if they got a straight wall. It's been many years since I hunted deer over there because why the hell, right? The only reason I went over
that's why they want you to use a slug because it ain't gonna go.
Yep. And we were in a unit that required slugs, and I mean, it wasn't that it was bad. It's really short range, but in all honesty, as thick as that area was around that Litchfield area, you couldn't see more than 20, 30 feet at times anyway. So
that's what I thought. If it's like that and you shoot, I mean, you're going to hit a freaking tree with your slug anyway. So
let's see. Jay says, where can I get one of them caps that you wear, Clay? We got them on the website, guns701.com.
Clay's getting some. Yeah, he's going to try a different patch.
I'm going to try a little something. So you know what? Maybe I'll get a couple from you, Jamie.
Okay.
I'll put them new patches on because I want to test them out anyway. So
yep.
I'll get a hold of you, Jason. I've got your numbers. I'll get a hold of you.
Well, you want to hit the first ad here, Clay? We're at 8:23, and
yeah, we probably should thank some sponsors. We can't do it without them, and we got some great ones. Although I will tell you that someone's getting a freebie on here, and Anvil, they're not going to be a sponsor anymore. But I didn't have time to change anything. I just found out. So
yeah,
I'm going to do the three main ones.
We'd probably gave one anyway. So
maybe, yeah. So we'll do our main ones here, and then here we'll come back at the other half and do the big one. Well, did it go? It didn't go.
Well, maybe not.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Anvil Brand LLC, raising and training tomorrow's barrel horses right out of Bismarck, North Dakota. Tracy and her family are great American patriots who not only support the Second Amendment, but they also promoted what you're looking for, top quality barrel horses. Go ahead and give Tracy a call at 701-471-6629 and tell them Guns and 701.com sent you. That's Anvil Brand LLC out of Bismarck, North Dakota.
Like Michael, the flow like Aubrey. Walk around thinking I'm a prince like Saudi. Mismatched Converse, t-shirts tucked in. Know my worth, can't tell me nothing. White Nikes, albino, pink cop.
All right, we are back again. Thanks to our great sponsors, of course, our original Lauer Auto Repair. I got to mention them all the time, right?
Absolutely.
309 South Washington.
They're up in the corner there.
Yep, right there. You can see it. Yeah, 701-258-6308.
We were just talking shit about Facebook. I think we got the most viewers I've seen on there, and I don't know how long now.
Well, I see 4.
Yeah, that's the most we've had on there in a while.
And that's on the Sturm course, Guns. And
yeah.
Of course, I can't see it if they're watching on the other one.
Yeah, I shared it to a couple of them, and they said we were live. And then, Eric says there's been talk in both the Dakotas to make it a straight-walled cartridge because of safety. You know what? I'm telling you right now, I'll even get on board with that just because it'll lower the deer harvest because all the people who don't. Well, once a year and I hit a pie plate. That's good enough. Okay, let me see you hit a deer at 250 yards of that sucker now.
Yeah, I guess I look at it like this.
Hey, Leon, it won't be no 300 blackout either. I'll be buying for that. That's
I don't know if I support
wall.
that, but I can guarantee you this: it better not apply to private land. Plain and simple. Private landowners have the right to make.
Well, just see, Clay, if we go straight wall, your thing from Saturday, North Dakota, make it legendary, the 350 legend for the state rifle.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, I'd buy a 350 legend after I shot yours that time. I'm a little bit of a fanboy of that thing. So
that's fun, ain't it? It is a fun.
Yeah,
gun.
like I said, I'm shocked how much energy that thing had. I mean,
got a lot of whoomp for a short period of time.
Right on par there with a 30-30. So I mean,
got a lot of whoomp for a short period of time.
Yeah, cookie thumper.
I had to give a dig.
Yeah. Well, he said he dropped some big one. Remember, he said he gets out there and he drops big ones. You guys don't know how big they are.
That's right.
We just go straight wall. We might as well just go use 300. I'll take a straight wall over that 300 blackout. Actually, I think, Josh. Yeah.
I've shot the blackouts. They're fun too. But that 350 Legend, I'm impressed with that. It's a great brush gun. Honestly, if I was to go hunt somewhere down there again, if I go down,
if I hunted in the treed area,
even if I go to the hills, I probably would take that Legend with me. I probably would, just because I haven't.
Maybe we should have a straight wall deer shooting contest out at Axel's place.
There we go.
Huh? I got to borrow yours though. Need a little practice, but
we can do it.
Or he says he had to go to the range today. Coyote got lucky. He got a new name. Effing Wiley Coyote.
Well, I know he's having a well fix tomorrow, so at least it's not as cold. But All right. Well,
All right, Clayton.
So I was going to do one here, and I think I'm still going to do it. And this had to do with, talking about hunting and shooting and doing challenges. I had this article here. There you go, Doug, 4570. I thought the same thing. If we do that, I'm bringing my 4570.
All right, borrow me your 350 Legend then, Clay. I'll use that.
Go. I got another 4570.
Nah. Whatever, Augustus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Eric. And I know Eric is very proficient with this gun, too. And that's the 300 Remington Ultra Mag. Well, identify it as a straight wall. That becomes law.
I heard my Uncle Dean, 105 millimeter howitzer is a straight wall. He told us, remember, we had him on the radio that day talking about when he was in Vietnam. Yeah, he'd know all about those.
He was great. That was fun being on there with him over Memorial Day.
Yeah, it was. We got to get him a computer. Maybe he can do it. Maybe he can do one this spring here.
We can get him on here again. How about that? Huh?
Be awesome.
So I found this, and it had to do with, bad shooting habits. How do you solve them? Do you have any bad shooting habits, Jamie?
Yeah, I do. When I get the pistol out, if I don't pay enough attention, I start jerking the trigger, and I get it going low and left. I got to get my finger position right.
I think we all kind of do. I know this guy talked about one of his was his stance when shooting a pistol. Now, I don't, as far as I know, I've always tried to. I always got a little bend, and I got taught that too from a guy. I didn't. Actually, that wasn't even in a course. Just a really good guy that did a lot of shooting. Is hey, here's how you should do this. Just like I learned how. I think Dan was actually there when we were doing the deal with the Glocks and the reset. You don't have to let that trigger go all the way back, just a little bit, and that helped improve your accuracy on them Glocks. And it's a great idea to always work on your bad shooting habits. Well, I don't know if you read the article, but I guess I kind of like how he broke it down. He said you should be willing to learn, first of all.
Well, I'm out then. I know everything about shooting.
Yeah, you know everything. Keep updated. Identify your own bad shooting habits. It is easier said than done. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, I mean, if you've been shooting for years and doing it wrong, it's pretty tough to break the habit. You have to make a conscious effort after that.
Yep, you got to get to the range, man. Do some
putting in the work to fix your bad shooting habits. Also emphasize that the good habits you have, make sure you keep them and again, practice them and then put the work in. I thought they all apply. Now, the guy who did this article, he's obviously a competition shooter. Mm-hmm. David is one of our competition shooters that listens quite regularly. And I've learned a lot from him, and he's very in-depth. Sometimes it goes way over my head, but I've learned a lot from him, especially in rifle shooting. Doug.
Pussycat up there.
I see that. So I'm just going to kind of breeze through this. He goes, willing to learn. That's probably the hardest one. I would say that's the truth. I don't know about you. I'm sure Dan can identify with this. I know sometimes when I was doing classes later on after I retired, and I always have said this. How many times have you heard me say it? I would much rather instruct women than men because most of the time the women come because they want to learn. They're probably not familiar with shooting. They haven't done a lot of it, and they listen. Where men come in, sometimes I wonder why the hell they're there because they sure as heck didn't come to learn anything.
Show you how damn good they are.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I even told a guy that once. I said, well, if you know it all, I said, what the hell are you doing here? You might as well just go home. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm trying to help you out a little bit. I said, I don't know it all, but I said, I do know this particular discipline, and I enjoy it. And you can imagine a shotgun. I'm pretty good with a shotgun. And that come from years of practice. Years of shooting a lot of trap and putting a lot of lead in the air and didn't shoot anything. So, I mean, it's one of them things you learn. And like this article says, what's Eric say? JD's bad shooting habit is he drinks light beer and not dark beer or whiskey. Yeah, Doug, I know more than you. Yeah, you're right. A lot of them guys come in and they got this preconceived idea. It's like, well, I can help you, but if you don't listen, it isn't going to do you much good. So I think that's probably the biggest thing. Be willing to learn, and he talks a little bit about it. He's same thing I just said. If you've been shooting for decades, you might be using a technique that's out of date. It was wrong to begin with.
Yeah, you teacup it instead of going forward.
yeah. It's. I mean, and those stances have changed over the years. They really have, and I kind of like how he says this. He says, if nothing else, he says, even if you're not shooting horrible, but there's a better way, make your goal to be at least 1% better. And 1% don't seem like much, but it could be when you start racking up rounds. You and I both know how many rounds you can send down. So I liked his idea on that. And I liked how he said, now keep updated. Now, granted, we've had a lot of things change in a short period of time. Just look at the last 10 years. What has changed with optics, triggers, reloading components, things like that. So you need to be able to take all of that information and apply it, in my opinion. I mean, you might be using a red dot scope where you used to use open sights, right? I don't know about you, my eyesight's getting worse, and open sights are getting harder to use.
I prefer green dot, but yeah.
Green dot.
Because your eyes see green better, so.
I can tell you right now, I had to relearn how to shoot both my 357 mag, well, pretty much any of my open sights, my 44, as well as my 30-30. And I I'll be honest, unless I'm wearing my glasses with the little readers in them, I can't see the end of that sight anymore, or even the front one. So I adapted. I learned how to use those, and take a sight. I have to take a little longer. I'm not going to be rattling off my lever action much. I can tell you that. Not in a small area. I'm going to have to be taking aim and working at it. But I did learn how to do it, and now I can hit my gongs out there again. So always keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, one thing you do if you don't want to put the time in and you suck, go buy yourself a good trigger, because good trigger can take away a lot of your shooting habits. That won't make you shoot good. I mean, it worked for me on a handgun. I can tell you that. My full size 9, it worked. It definitely worked for me. It tightened my groups up a lot.
Well, that trigger, if you don't have that trigger pull, that makes a hell of a difference. And you got to remember, a lot of guns come with heavy trigger pulls, even 20 years ago, even, 30 years.
Go buy any factory AR, and that's freaking junk. I mean, I don't even know why they put them things in there. But.
And creep is another thing. If you got creep, go fix it. Get a different trigger. Have some work done to it. Ask me or Jane. We can probably hook you up with the right people.
Jake will polish it up for you.
That's right. So David, Jake, Man and Sporting Goods, I believe they still have a gunsmith. So I'm just telling you that there are things you can do. So keep updated. That's kind of all part of being. So updated.
A bad habit a lot of people have with a rifle, Clay, is even when they're on the bench, they'll just waver the reticle on the target, and I'm just wait till it's right on there, bang, and pull it. Hey, okay, so you did that when you were shooting the mule deer challenge. Yeah, I was leaning over the freaking hood, man. You got to do it sometime. But yeah, that's definitely one thing if you can correct that, because a lot of people too, like most people when I first teaching them to shoot. How can you shoot so in a nice group or whatever? And then they got their hand on top of the scope like this, so they're reach out in front. I'm like, take your hand and cup the freaking back of your gun, and then squeeze like you're out of a bag, and then you can elevate up. Most people don't do that, and you try and tell them that, and then you look over again, and then all of a sudden they're not doing it again. I'm like, why are you doing that? Oh, it just feels better. Yeah, but you're still shooting like shit, man. Did you hear what I said?
If you're shooting like crap, you might want to take a little advice.
I mean, that's one of the things. That's one of the things I notice about rifles that people are real bad about.
Boom Country says, "Hey, good evening, y'all. Good to have you on board tonight, Boom Country." I love it. We get these guys and we get new listeners all the time.
He's out in Dickinson there. Hey, Corey, he's a green dot man too. There you go. I mean, it's not like I can't see a red dot, but a green dot, I mean, it's a proven fact. You got astigmatism that green, a red dot, and a lot of people will be a red blob, not a dot. Even a green one, because I can see farther way better. I mean, I can see green, but it's not, it's just not as big of a blob as the red one is.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. DJ, I like what DJ says, and DJ's done a lot of shooting. He's been involved with that 4-H shooting program. He's done a lot of long range. It's like we tell the kids, try the new way a while. If it feels wrong at first, it gets better. It will get better the more you use it. It will. And that's the big thing, commitment, and that's part of this guy's said.
Yeah, what's the guy say there? He's, pretty much saying stick with it and try it there, whatever. I can't remember which one the hell he was talking about. Put in the work,
Put in the work. Yep. Putting in the work, and that is key. When you learn something new, it's always new, right? You've never done it, so Corey,
Dougie, he says dots are a huge advantage. They are a huge. I mean, I'm gonna switch to a dot eventually on my carry gun, but as of right now, I can still see the sight's good enough to probably pop a melon on somebody if I have to at 15 yards. So.
Well, them deals that we had, those stickers that we put on our glasses, those did work.
Rick and Brian,
really yeah, Brian Water. I love that when he goes, shit, Doug, imagine a dot on a crossbow.
I actually tried it, Brian, but once you get past about 35, 40 yards, you don't know your hold, so it's...
Dougie says the green Trigen. How do you try that?
Trigicon.
Okay. Dots, they work nice. There's a lot of good green dots out there. I don't know if Lucid's making one. I've got a couple of their holograms and their red dots, but yeah. Corey says, yeah, contact screw with the red dot bad. And that's what I've noticed with the red dot, Jamie. Even with my laser grips on some of my guns, I can't see it as good anymore. You know, I'm at a 2.0 when it comes to my reading glasses. So I'm sure that's part of it. So I guess that the big thing here was keep updated. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid. And I know I don't say this. Don't be afraid to embrace some of the changes, because when it comes to shooting ways, shooting stances, shooting equipment, it's always changing. Be willing to change with it, because most of it's for the better.
I know, like your finger position on your trigger. Like I said, if I get too much of my finger over the trigger, I'll end up pulling them down and right. And then if I get too much of my tip, or down and left, and if I get my tip, it'll pull them to the right. I gotta have it right on the middle of that, and just pull it back. And I know I've told people that, and it works for them good. So it's definitely a thing. I'm not saying it would take out all of your bad habits you're pulling, but it definitely will help.
Definitely helps, yeah. And that kind of goes into when he talks about identify your bad shooting habits. So you knew you had this issue, right? So what did you do? You identified it. You learned how to correct it, and then practiced it. And now you've been able to help other people with it. And that's kind of a big thing too. You don't have to learn everything from an instructor. You don't have to learn everything if you've been in the military, although there's some great training that comes out of the military, no doubt. You might just learn from that guy who's been shooting for 30 years and is constantly winning matches. You know what? You might want to talk to that guy.
Right.
He might have something to teach you. But
yeah, he hasn't been at that long and not learned anything that he can't pass down to you. So
like Dan. Dan is a great instructor. I would highly recommend. I don't know if he's doing any instructing anymore, but Dan's a really good guy to teach you how to do some stuff. He's got a great personality. He's the kind of teacher you want to have. He's not out there to beat you over the head with everything you're doing wrong. He really wants to see you improve. And that's I think that's just as important. If you're getting a professional, what I would call professional help, or an instructor, pick the right one. Some of them are there just to charge you a lot of money. There are bad schools out there. There are bad instructors. Sure. You want to find that guy who's really, he's there to help you improve. And they're not all equal either. So, but identify your bad shooting habits. If you got a great technique, keep using it. But if you're consistently doing something wrong, you're not hitting your target, you've got to make sure you identify what's causing that.
So you want to catch up on a few of these?
Yeah, go for it. Grab some of them.
All right. So I don't know if you got this one on Doug Thompson. It says, kid. Yep, we tell kids. Okay, so Dougie says, dots huge advantage. Okay, all right, the green Trigicon, we got that one too. Dougie says, Brian, I can't use rifle crosshairs. Eric says, haven't found any dot sights that hold up to my 454 Casual. Tried 4 different kinds, and they all can't hold zero. So bad. I mean, there's definitely some that can, because they use them on the Safari guns. But Eric, you're gonna have to pay a little more than you did for that Burris. Right. I think he even had one of the Lucid ones, and it didn't fare well. I mean, Burris makes some high-end dot sights now too. I mean, they all do. So I think if you get those, you're going to be good. Corey says, practice. I need to put more rounds down range. There should have been no reason I missed fucking Wiley. Yeah, Corey, I'm going to give you a break though, man. I've missed coyotes too, or I sit there with my mouth open and running away going, how in the hell did I just freaking miss that? They can, or for that matter, goddamn prairie dogs. You miss sometimes. I don't give a shit who you are. It's just the way it is. Boom says, I use a long shot precision grip to keep my finger at right distance on trigger. I had never heard of that. And he says, yeah, if anyone's interested in them, just shoot them a message.
There you go. There you go, guys.
Doug Thompson got a good Holliston I like. Right. I was here, Paul Markle and Student of the Gun talk about Hollisons. And I mean, that guy, he was in the Marines and he was over in Iraq protecting. I don't remember what they're called, kind of like Blackwater doing security. I mean, he was a gun writer. I mean, that guy knows. He thinks Hollisons are great for the price.
Great. Yeah.
Corey says, I won't tell you how close he was before he gave me. Oh, Corey, I see my buddy, whose name I won't mention, missed 5 of them within 30 yards with an AR-15. So, Brian says, shot a lot with Dan, and he is always instructing. Helps me a ton. Yeah, Dan's a wizardy man with a handgun for sure.
Yeah, Dan's very good, and we know that, don't we? We've seen him on the range.
Yeah,
and
accurate and fast.
Yes, he is. So, getting back to identifying too what you find out what your bad habits are. This is a good idea. He saw himself on camera doing it. So what he finally did, the way it sounded, is he actually got a camera, his phone out, put it so he could record himself and watched his videos. And I don't think anybody's immune to that. I mean, we used to do it back in high school, and that's when we had to use a big video camera. We'd video our wrestling matches, so then you could go review them and see, what did you do wrong? What should you improve on? Well, it's no different here. I think that would be very helpful. And I think with the videos you and Axe do, you've got an entire library now, and you can see what you did wrong. Everyone else can see what you did wrong. And you can learn.
Well, I mean, Clay, come on. Everybody can see how to do it right when they watch their shooting.
Yeah. What about our videos? They're real.
So, Clay, you being a shotgun guy, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Some people get locked into, they can't help it. They always try to aim with the bead at the shotgun instead of just point and shoot. I mean, how would you break that?
Well, for me, I used to do that, and I just finally learned that you don't do it. And it was just a matter of going to the trap range. And also I went to, a sporting clays range. We had the high and the low house.
Mm-hmm.
That really helped because it taught me to really follow through. And that's a big thing too. When you bring that up, always follow through. It's like bowling. When you're shooting, shoot and follow through.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the best way that you break habits like that. I practiced it. I practice it. And even though I never hit the perfect 100, unfortunately, in my trap, I got 98, 99 several times.
That's pretty damn good.
I don't know if I could do it now. It's been a few years since I did the actual trap shooting like I was doing there in league. But I'm telling you right now, I was pretty happy with what I was doing. And I felt good this fall. I hadn't shot birds in a long time, and evidently I didn't lose the touch.
Yeah. You can go. Actually, that thing picked up like another 500 viewers the last month. Yeah.
So,
Eric says he missed one at 200 last week, and he's got his hand in his face. Yeah, Eric, there's a lot of people that miss him at 200. So
yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much about that.
One thing I will tell you too is I watch so many videos, and I always preach this to the boys, to anybody. Don't be leaned back like this, okay? Get a good square stance.
Right.
Lean into it, especially if you're shooting a shotgun, and have a good hold of that. Because when you're leaned back like this, you've probably seen it, and you got that hip forward. A lot of times you're going to shoot over it. It's just instinctive. Don't do that. Get a good, solid, and I think that helps a lot too. Your elbow. It's when you think about that too. Where you got your elbow when you got it up or down. Mm-hmm. I know some people get, you do it where you're comfortable. Don't have it sagging down here. I always say it's a good, solid stance in practice. And I would say the best thing you do is get out there and get on a trap range. Or if you've got a trap thrower of your own, get out there and practice. Mm-hmm. And you will overcome that.
I would like the elbow too. I remember when I first started owning ARs and reading about them. Yeah, you got to get your elbow tucked in there. I tried doing that. It felt uncomfortable to me, and I finally just did do how I want. I mean, my elbow is not tucked; it's out to the side a little bit, almost. I don't know. It works for me.
You got to remember whether shooting an AR versus a shotgun versus a pistol versus a bolt action. It's all going to be different. So if you're not practicing them all, if that's what you like to shoot is all of them, you got to get out there and practice. Mm-hmm. It's just that simple. You got to put lead down range. And obviously I still can't do it very good because I shot right the hell over the mule deer challenge.
Corey says he just picked up a Holosun for his Keltec Sub 2009. He can't wait to get it dialed in. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun right there. I'm not going to lie to you. Axe says, I do think there's an app for pistol shooting also.
Well, there's Straylock. I don't know if that's for pistols or just rifles. I never pay attention. I've only used Straylock for my rifles. You know, that's scopes and distance, but I bet you there's something out there like it. It's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's an app for everything pretty much now.
There's an app for everything now. You know, even your hot tub, from what I found out from my buddy Johnson. I mean, wow, really, he can set his hot tub temperature from work before he gets home. Boy, that's but anyway, putting the work in to fix bad habits, that was another thing he stressed, and he stresses it twice. I think that he listed it twice, which I know what he's getting at there. Put in the work, and that means getting out there, practicing. After you've identified it, get out there and practice it. And do it consciously. I think it's better if you do it by yourself. If you got your own private range, great. If you don't, go down to the public range you're using. Try it. Don't go on the weekend when everybody's there. Go out there when you got a little time on your hands, or go out during your lunch break. Take an hour. I'm telling you, it'll be worth it because you can take your time then and actually practice these things you've identified.
It all adds up. Time adds up, man. I mean,
absolutely.
From day 1 to day 90, there's going to be a huge difference, as Jocko Willink will tell you. But
yes,
Boom Country says, if anyone needs help in Dickinson area, we usually get together at least once a month. And what's the name of the range out there they go to? Brian and
I'm sorry, Slope County, I believe, isn't it?
No. Yeah, I don't know. Brian will probably put it in there.
Yeah, put it up there.
If you want to hit our big ad here, Clay, and then.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little hint here, and we've been talking about it. That hey, get out there, practice, identify your issues, ask somebody if you need help. Don't be afraid. I don't know about you, Jamie, but I would say that the shooting community is probably one of the most helpful communities out there.
Oh yeah.
And get out there and practice. It's about putting time in, getting trigger time in, and getting familiar with that firearm. Plain and simple.
Yep, couldn't agree more.
All right, let's go ahead and. It's his private range. There you go. He said it just says.
Oh, is it? Range. Okay. Well, hey, send him a message. He's
over there.
On a messenger on YouTube.
Slope area rifle and pistol. That's what I thought.
There you go. Okay, you were right. Sorry, Clay. My bad.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break here. Thanks some sponsors, and we will be back after that. I think we got a few things. We're not going to get to everything tonight. That's okay. I don't want to go 2 hours tonight. I don't know
No.
So, all right. We'll go to break.
All right, we'll be right back.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constant constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Ever tried catching a fish with your bare hands or hunting a deer with a stick? Don't be that guy. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we've got all the hunting and camping gear you need. We're your one-stop shop for outdoor adventure.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Check us out at mandansportinggoods.com, or better yet, stop in to 210 East Main Street, Mandan, North Dakota. Mandan Sporting Goods, where the outdoors meets functionality. Store hours, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed Sunday. Take up arms at Mandan Sporting Goods. Your adventure starts here.
Looking for the best gun gear for every and any situation? Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul's, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
Anvil Brand LLC, raising and training tomorrow's barrel horses right out of Bismarck, North Dakota. Tracy and her family are great American patriots who not only support the Second Amendment, but they also promoted what you're looking for, top quality barrel horses. Go ahead and give Tracy a call at 701-471-6629 and tell them Guns and 701.com sent you. That's Anvil Brand LLC out of Bismarck, North Dakota.
At Horton Laser Craft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton Lasercraft makes every moment unforgettable. Visit HortonLasercraft.com today and start crafting your perfect gift. For more info, email them at HortonLasercraft@yahoo.com or call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton Lasercraft, where memories are engraved.
T-shirts tucked in, know my worth, can't tell me nothing. White Nikes, albino, can cop my stilo, head to
The host. Unmute your mic. Okay,
there we go. Well, I played it from a different source, so yeah. I'm just not on it tonight. I'm telling you, I'm kind of like you, low energy.
Boom Country says there is a Slope County. Also, he has two private ranges, one to 1,000 and one to 2,800. Awesome,
wow.
Man.
Well,
Corey said 2 hours. I got time. LOL.
We've been going. I learned one thing on the 2 hour thing. When I upload that to the RSS, where it goes out to all the platforms, for the podcast, it will not go past 2 hours for YouTube, and that's their policy. I did not know that. So, oh well.
Yeah, Eric. This is what you got to get on Clay and Deke about. They do that.
Yeah,
change up man down sporting because they did move a while ago already.
We need to move that. We need to get that done, and we haven't. That's my apologies. And I also I noticed that Horton.
Yeah, they changed the Horton one up. Looks good, man.
Looks good, except I found out they don't have that website anymore. So we got to pull that out of there.
Now we're all kinds of discombobulated.
Yeah, I got to redo the whole thing now because I got to pull Anvil out there. And we'll get it taken care of by next week, I guarantee you.
Oh, you got to start sniffing
I've been
around.
too busy, I was down at Stock Show, and then I was down at the Clint Black concerts. I ain't been home.
Yeah, important business.
Out there, yeah, out there dicking around. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna let you take. You want to do a mag dump?
Yeah, let's do the mag dump. Let's do the mag. So everybody knows, right, Clay? I'm a big 223 man. God's cartridge. They got came across this ammo that came out relatively new here. Shelltech 5.56. It features a monolithic copper hollow point bullet, 55 grain here for the 5.56. They say 30% lighter. It's called kind of the heck's the name of their case. They got some weird like HT case or something. It's kind of a metal and nickel. I think it's a combination of that kind of for NOS 3 casing. That's what they call it. Combined Shelltech Technologies pioneering NOS 3. Yeah, nickel and steel case, stainless steel case. 30% lighter, they say. Thinner case, so it's got 8% more volume than your regular 223 5.56, and they say it has greater hold on your bullet, on neck tension, or however how it holds it instead of brass. And that's what they claim. You get less wobble, Clay, when you fire this thing. Results in better accuracy, and they claim it can be up to 200% better. So if I'm shooting a half-inch group, I'm going to shoot like a 0-inch then.
Yeah, there you go. Dougie says the red truck's no longer at Lauer Auto Repair. It is sold.
And so they're fitting. Like I said, they could fit 8% more in, and then it is. I mean, if their velocity is what they say, 24-inch barrel, this 55 grainer, they're getting 3350, which is freaking smoking.
That's smoking.
Their 16-incher. 3,150 and their muzzle energy is at 1,200. Then that's freaking impressive. You can do. I'm going to buy a box of this stuff. You're probably wondering how much is this shit, right? Not bad. 20 rounds, $25. If you buy a monthly subscription where they just send you a box every month, $21.25. So I'm going to try it. And they do have odd looking, like the head of the case. It's weird looking. I did shoot these in 9mm because it does come in other cases. I mean, it was fast and accurate, but it jammed up. I think it was catching on that weird M.I. Smith & Wesson M&P 2 point, and nothing ever jams on that, but it did in that. But if it can do this and it can run good in my AR, I'll shoot it in some stuff. You know, I'll give you a few more things real quick. I kind of just got a screenshot of them here. What they're saying. Used in the M4 series and other military rifles that they're saying, the 5.56, a monolithic copper bullet. Yeah, I got that. Fully controlled. They say expand, penetrate and expand optimally. You know, dump the whole hydraulic shock into them. Flies flat, fast, accurate. Less recoil, they're claiming. How the hell that is, I don't know, Clay. How that's going to be less recoil with more powder.
I don't know.
Increased efficiency and cycle rate. Okay, I mean, maybe. I mean, you're getting more power with more powder, so it probably runs your bolt faster. Reduced bore fouling and corrosion. Okay, I like that, but I would think you're getting a higher chamber pressure with more powder to burn it out more, but apparently not lead-free. Oh, here we go, lead-free for compliance at ranges. Magnetically retrievable cases. Okay, that doesn't mean much to me. So you're probably saying, well, that's great, but it's just in 223. I don't care for that. Well, guess what? It comes in 308. 300 black, our man Leon's fave, 9mm, and 380. I don't got the prices for that, but you can check it out at shellshocktechnologies.com, I think is their Shelltech. Just look up Shelltech ammunition and it'll come up.
Shelltech, you said?
Yeah, TECH, Shelltech. I usually write down the website, but for whatever reason, I think I was too excited here. I was going to get something. Kick ass. So
I think I'm here.
Buy a box of this. Yeah, here, shellshocktechnologies.com. That's what it is, Clay. Shock is in SHOCK and then technologies.com. Shellshocktechnologies.com. Okay. I'm going to buy a box, Clay, and Dougie and I will test it out. Spring's coming. Weather's going to get nicer. And any chance I can get to shoot a 223 5.56, I will be in. I'll try it. We'll try it in 2-3 different kinds of guns too. So, and we'll run it over the crown. There you go. Clay's got it up there.
That's what I was working on. I thought I'll put it up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It doesn't work very good. All right. And I got to find
it. Yeah. So you can zoom right in on the box. They'll tell you the 24-inch test barrel, the 3350 for the velocity on that. I'm still like 16.
Which one was it here? Just the 5.56 box of 20.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I think they have a heavier one too, but I went with the 55. I'm not shooting 73 grainers. 18 wheels and dozen like, 6 shooters back. Hey y'all, what's up, buddy? Good to have you back.
Yeah, subscribe and save 15%.
I mean, that's a pretty good chunk, right? As I said, $21.25, you get that monthly subscription. See, look at the case. It's weird. I mean,
yeah, it's a different case.
Yeah. The back, the rim's all weird looking on it, but it's kind of set back.
Can you see a little
bit? Got an angle on it there, and
yeah, it's a different angle. It almost looks like the shoulder is a little different.
Being the good guys we are, we'll sacrifice. Now that we don't have one less sponsor, we'll sacrifice and still buy a box and test it out.
Maybe we need to pick up one over in Dickinson. That's why we needed a sponsor over there.
Yeah, we do.
Over there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
There it is, Shell Tech.
Yeah, so the second half of my mag comes up when Clay's done. It's going to relate to this. We're going to talk a little ballistics. If you watch the 701 Sabbath Saturday, you will know what I'm talking about coming up.
Doug says, "Great! I can use my magnet then to pick up these in my Russian ammo at the same time."
And they're not reloadable either. It's not reloadable cases. You can buy the empty cases, but they are not reloadable.
Not reloadable.
But they say Wolf isn't either. But I've seen guys reload it. This guy's never going to do that, but you can.
Wolf has a steel casing. I guess you could reload it, but I don't. Why bother?
Yeah. See, because there's a bunch of people on here. Corey, no, like I said, no, you can't reload it, Doug. Yep. Must be a Hornady product. Nope, it's all on its own shell.
Yeah, they made it. It looks like they
Shell Shock Technologies. Yeah, they got their own thing going there. So we'll give her. See that Dougie sold the red truck? No longer.
Yes, I had that up there. Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I
should have bought it because I got a green one just like that. That does run.
Hang in there, Clay. My dad's got one. You can probably buy one.
So I can have another one sitting.
You and Wyatt can bid each other up on it. All right, Clay. What do you got in your first mag here?
Well, here's what's interesting. I wasn't sure what I was going to do here, but I kind of. Just a second here. I just seen something now.
Mm-hmm.
That one won't reconnect. So looks like we lost one of our Rumble channels tonight for some reason. It said trouble connecting. I doubt it's. I'm looking at it right
a while back. The new one was up and running. So
yeah, they're running. So all right. So I was going to do something, and I think I am going to do this one. If we got time, we'll come back to some of the legislative issues with the game and fish type bills. But if we don't get to them tonight,
you might have to run a special Saturday.
Well, here's that. I can mention a little bit of them on Friday too on Todd Show because that would be very relevant to North Dakota. So I got to do this one though because South Dakota is always ahead of North Dakota when it comes to this stuff, and that's the Second Amendment. We've tried to get this through in North Dakota, and it fails every time. Even though we have a Republican legislature, we do not have a conservative constitutional legislature. So Senate Bill 100 just started moving through, and it is the Campus Self-Defense Rights Bill, essentially is what it's being called. And I thought this was an interesting bill. What it will do, it was introduced by Senator Viola. He's a Republican. And it will prevent public colleges and technical institutions from prohibiting concealed carry by permit holders. It will ensure then that students and faculty have an access to basic self-defense tools like pepper spray and stun guns. And if you don't know, South Dakota, just like pretty much every state, they don't allow you to carry, which I think is absurd. Always have thought it was absurd. Mm-hmm. I don't think my rights end at a campus especially one that's publicly funded. And you're no more or less safe because I'm carrying my concealed firearm.
Proven fact.
Proven fact. It passed 33-2. You heard that right. 33-2.
2 Democrats voted against it.
From the Sioux Falls area. You got the minority leader. She's a freaking, she's a leftist big time from Sioux Falls. And you guys just need to get rid of her. And then this other guy, I forget his name, but there was 2 Democrats that voted no. Otherwise, all the other senators voted yes. So that tells you a lot right there. It passed on February 12th. There was a few amendments, and some of that had to do with they added to it that you had to have the enhanced carry permit in South Dakota. So it's always the baby steps. We went through this with reciprocity. We went through this with concealed carry. We had to do these different little things, little by little, till we got to what we wanted, which was constitutional carry. I'm guessing that's what will happen here. They're going to go through these steps. They're going to get this if they can. Right now in the House, I just talked to actually a couple people today on this that I know down there, and it sounds like it's probably going to pass the House. And Roden will sign it. He's the new governor there since Kristi Noem's out there kicking ass on the border. So,
hunting them down.
Did you see her new ad?
Cruel! Oh God, how cruel! He said hunting them down. Good, hunt them all down. Every one of you down. If you're illegal, you get hunted down. Getting the fuck out of here. I'm sick of you bastards. Y'all vote for Democrats anyways. Get the hell back there, you shithole.
You came here illegally. There you are. Therefore, you're a
criminal right there
by definition, and you have no rights because our Constitution, no matter what people want to think, only applies to the United States citizens. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
Yep.
Anyway, so here is what the bill will do. Concealed firearms by those that have the South Dakota enhanced permit. And Brian just asked for that. Asked what that was. It's a lot. It's similar to what you have here in North Dakota. It allows you to have more reciprocity with more states. You have to take a class to shoot. It's a lot like what you have to do to get your, what is it, type 1 or type 2, whatever the one is. In
I think
North
it's
Dakota.
type 1.
Yeah, basically that's what that is. In fact, South Dakota never had anything like that, and then the states around us started doing it, except Wyoming. And they decided they should have an enhanced one. And I guess that's fine. It also allows you to be able to use that as your 4473 background check. So there are some advantages to having that enhanced permit.
Yep.
It also allows the stun guns and the pepper spray, which that was always illegal too. And it does not, I can't emphasize this enough, it does not violate the Gun-Free Zone Act that was passed under Clinton. It absolutely does not, because they are not on the same level as a public high school, just so everybody knows that. Anyway, I really like what's happening here. Of course, you had people there that were, pissed off about it. One of the amendments here, too, was that they had to add, you can't do it if it's in the restricted weapons use area, which would be large quantities of hazardous material, if there's an MRI or nuclear magnetic resonance equipment. And what that means is a lot of these colleges are medical colleges. So they probably do have an MRI machine around there. That probably would be problematic.
Especially if you got that, especially if you got the shell shock ammo in there.
Yeah. You wouldn't want that on. Rooms used for controlled scientific research, which I could see that as well. And secure locations requiring a federal security clearance. Well, if it's got that, nobody's allowed to really be in there anyway. And if you are, you're probably going to already have the clearance you need if you're carrying. So that was the four main things. I guess I don't have an issue with those either.
Yeah.
I really don't want somebody in there, anybody shooting, even in, it depends on the situation. If it's that bad, well, then I guess all the things go out the door anyway. So
yeah.
They do have a deal in there that I get pissed off of. Special events can temporarily restrict carry if metal detectors and armed security personnel are present at all public entrances. I don't like that one that they asked to add in there. I would have voted no on that amendment because they'll do it every time then just so they can restrict you. Mm-hmm. I got a real problem with that. That was the way around it in South Dakota before. Like the Civic Center just went to the Clint Black concert, and then the promoters requested, so then they can do it. That's your go around, because no public buildings in the state of that have been publicly funded or publicly run, that being a civic center or event center they like to call them now, can actually bar you from carrying in there. Okay, but if the event promoter requests it, then you can, because it's the whole I rented that room type thing. So that was their go around. And now it seems like every event's doing it no matter what. Mm-hmm. And I got a problem with that. Usually I won't go to them events, but I didn't have no choice on this one. So. I guess I love this one. The only people that were really there against it was the same old adage when they were giving testimony. Pretty much everybody in the room, if you watch some of the testimony, they didn't care. You could tell the committee members didn't care. They questioned them real hard, and essentially told them, well, too bad you're in South Dakota. You should go back from the state you came from, especially the people with every town.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good one. The
That's
guy
good.
actually told him, he says, you probably should go back to right where you come from, because he says, that ain't how we do it here.
Love it.
I would love to see that on the floor.
Oh, wow,
or a
that's awesome,
committee
man.
here in North Dakota. So anyway, Senate Bill 100 passed the Senate overwhelmingly. It had its first reading February 13th in the House. It's in the House State Affairs meeting. And they don't have a schedule for anything as far as committees yet. So if you're in District 28 here just south of me, go ahead and call your rep. Let them know that you are in favor of this bill. If you're listening in South Dakota, let your reps in your area know. The hardest ones are going to be in that Sioux Falls area, probably Brown County, Aberdeen. I imagine those ones down there in Vermilion, because that's where your colleges are, and around Brookings. So make sure you get out there. Let them know that you support this if you're in those areas, because this is an important bill to restore Second Amendment rights to everybody on campuses right now.
Right on. Right on. Love it. Good bill there. We should have it up here, just like you said, Clay. But
we've tried, but yeah, we got a lot of work to do. We got to change a lot of seats in the House and the Senate. Looking at this year's session, more than I thought.
Yeah, 1,000 freaking bills is.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you got that. I agree. Get the F out. 18 Wheels says. Corey says if they want to be in the U.S., let's make Mexico be the 52nd state after Canada 51. Yeah, if you can get them to abide by our laws, because when immigrants come here, and the vast majority of them end up being Democrats, they're not even really Americans, even once they're sworn in. So that's my problem with them. It ain't freaking Mexicans. It's any immigrant basically come here. Most of them end up being goddamn Democrats. I don't want none of them here. I don't care if you're goddamn Norway, South America, Mexico, Australia, Russia. We're full. I got enough. We don't need no more. You guys never assimilate. You want to change our freaking laws, especially about guns. Wow, we didn't have guns there.
You just hit it, Jamie. They don't assimilate anymore.
Yeah.
They come here to be their own still little communities from where they came from, and that is not how that used to work. When immigrants actually came here for the better life, they become Americans. They didn't.
Right.
They weren't hyphenated Americans. They became Americans. Yes, you had your communities of your Italians, and you had your communities of your Scandinavian, and I mean, we all know that the Minnesota area, a lot of that was Norwegian descent. Up here in North Dakota, a lot of it was German and Norwegian, but they all become Americans. They didn't. They kept some of their traditions, but they did not expect to be anything but.
They're not all holding their flag up and burning our flag in the middle of the goddamn street. Yeah, there ain't nothing says I want to stay in America and love it here like burning our flag and
flying a Mexican flag.
Yeah, and singing songs in the language from your freaking country that you legally came here from. So,
yeah. So
18 Wheels says my business is being taken over by them bastards. Don't be surprised one day if there's nothing left on the shelves because the tall heads decided to quit trucking.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of freaking Indian truckers, like Middle Eastern people. I say in Indians, I mean not like native, indigenous. Maybe
like Waylon says, dot Indian.
Yeah, Waylon can say that. He's a feather, so he can say whatever.
He goes, that's exactly what he say. No, they're a dot Indian.
All right, Clay.
He said reg heads. I think maybe there's a lot of them Somalian. I see a lot of them on the road anymore, and they can't drive, by the way.
They are. A lot of them are starting to truck too, aren't
they? Look like they are, yeah. They're definitely not from here, and they can't hardly speak English when they make deliveries.
Yeah, man, I have heard that in the oil field. I know guys that work up there told me that.
I'm starting to even see them in bull racks, for Christ's sakes, out of these big shippers. It's like, really?
Damn.
That's what I want you to do. Show up, and you can't speak the language going into a livestock barn. Not cool.
So my question about that real quick is, if you can't speak the language, how the hell do you read fucking road signs?
How did they get their CDLs?
Yeah, it's bullshit. They gave it to them.
Yes.
That's what Doge ought to start sniffing around is that.
They might one thing at a time. They got a big task, and they're working on a lot of it.
18 Wheels said that, Clay. The the kind with the dots, not the feathers.
There
All
you go. The
Turban
Suburban.
Suburban.
Love it, Trampus. Love it, Trampus.
Oh, that's freaking great.
Anyway, Dougie mentioned something, and I thought that was great. This is a little off subject. He says, you're going to be doing a USA versus Canadian hockey tomorrow night. You know, I didn't hear about it till it hit the news.
Yeah, they're playing U.S. this time.
Yeah, well, they got they defeated Finland, so now they got to face the U.S. again. If you didn't know, there's a little problem up in Canada. Our boys got up there, they started singing the national anthem, and those freaking Canuck socialist bastards started booing. Yep. And they must have pissed off the team. I saw a couple of videos out of their locker rooms. They were
within 9 seconds after the puck dropped. Within 9 seconds, they were throwing, and then Canada proceeded to. 3-1. That's kind of a good beatdown in hockey. So Canada got beat down in their own. Ring.
I like hockey.
Rink.
People don't know this. I do enjoy going to hockey games, and I do like watching the fights. Those would have been some good fights.
Yeah,
and they had every reason to be pissed. Really. And, today they were talking on a couple of them shows about, you think that when they come to Boston, and Boston is not exactly friendly. There's some people out there. I mean, they got that whole New York type attitude a lot of times. Do you think that they're going to boo the Canadian national anthem? And I don't know if they will. We'll see. I think they ought to just give them another beat down. I think that'll be enough done.
Start it off, baby.
Yeah.
18 Wheels says the government gives them licenses, no tests. No, nothing. They give them trucks, fuel cards, and government contracts tax-free.
Wow.
See, that shit's got to end. That's kind of stuff.
Gotta end. It's got to
Doge needs to get into that and start sending in Christy Noem in the BOTAC team. Get them.
Absolutely. Josh went to a fight, a damn hockey game, broke out. I love it. I seen it. He said Hokie, but I got it right.
Virginia Tech Hokies. There you go.
I like going to a good hockey game. But.
All right, I'll get to my second neg dump here. So, like I said, anybody listen Saturday there to the Saturday Night Sabbath? We were kind of razzing Leon about his 300 blackout. He was really, and I told him I'll take a 223 rim with a 55 grain. And I'll light some shit up, better than you will with that slow freaking ass cannonball, which it is. So I told him I'd have some. I said I'd give you the 100-yard ballistics here. I'm going to have to eat a little shit here, but I'll talk myself into being right before I'm done, Clay. So, So 223 Remington. 55 grain. I told him soft point going 28.50 at the muzzle. The energy of that will be 992 foot-pounds. 300 black, 150 grain soft point, 1900 at the muzzle, 1,202 energy. I mean, that's less than the 55 grainer if you get that. You get the shell shock. So at 100 yards. Yeah, I mean, it's still beating it at 100, but I mean, the 223 is getting a little closer. Velocity, 1685 for the 300 black. Energy, 945. 223 rem, 2490. Energy, 757. So that's, but it's going faster, man. The one's heavier. I'm still saying we're going to do a gel test. You're going to get more blow through with that heavier bullet because that's a 150 to a 55 grainer, right? But let's say you go to 300. At 300 yards, you're going to drop with 100 yards zero, about 13 and a half inches with that 223. Leon's freaking cookie thumper, 37.4 inches. I mean, that's a cannonball, slow as hell. I'm going to stick with my 223. But he did get me on the ballistics there a little bit. Yeah. But, I mean.
I'll put it this way, Jamie. I like shooting it. I like shooting the 350 Legends. I think they're short-range guns. They have a place. And, me.
See you, boom.
I just want to own them all, so I got to have one, right? But
I just hate how everybody gets on the 300 Black's dick like it's this amazing.
No, it's a fun gun, but it's not my go-to gun. Oh, there we go. There.
Keith Kachuk, the father of the two American players that started the fights the other night, did the same thing in 1996. He dropped his gloves at the start of the U.S.-Canadian game. I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, that is pretty badass. Yeah, those guys aren't afraid to do it.
Josh says, he goes, speaking of Leon, he was talking about running out of windage adjustment on his scope. I remember that at the Brain Challenge. His front ring is mounted to the handguard on his rifle, and that could be why he ran out of windage. I've seen that happen before. His scope might not be completely junk. So I do remember when that was happening. We have a Paige, somebody who keeps Paige
W. Yeah, she's really laughing at us here, huh?
Yeah, I guess. I don't
hey,
know.
Paige, why don't you put your face up there? Corey, 350 Legend is definitely a 200-yard gun. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Even at 200, I looked at the ballistics on a 300 black. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely kill a deer with a 200, but I mean, you are dropping that thing in there, like I said, like an old smoothbore freaking cannon from the Revolution.
I mean, it's got a lot of freaking, like I said, I do enjoy shooting it. We had some down there when it was hog hunting. You know, you can grab a lower. You don't even have to have the complete. You can transfer it really easy over. So that's what's kind of nice about that. So
yeah. That's all I got for my mag dump, Clay. You got another one? Are you done? You ready to hit
I do, but I think let's take a quick break.
Lots of love. All right.
Let's. It's your favorite blonde fan, Paige says.
Okay.
All right. We like
blonde fans. Yeah, I like
Blondes
brunettes
have more
too, but
fun.
I'm glad you're our fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, let's take a quick break. We're gonna thank some sponsors, and then we'll come back and let's do a happy ending chronicle.
Yes.
You got one, don't you?
Yeah, right here.
Okay. You got it. It's from your formerly nicotine.
My formerly nicotine stained fingers from when I chewed
go.
Copenhagen and Kodiak.
All right. We'll be right back.
Located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber, rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Anvil Brand LLC, raising and training tomorrow's barrel horses right out of Bismarck, North Dakota. Tracy and her family are great American patriots who not only support the Second Amendment, but they also promoted what you're looking for, top quality barrel horses. Go ahead and give Tracy a call at 701-471-6629 and tell them Guns and 701.com sent you. That's Anvil Brand LLC out of Bismarck, North Dakota.
Like Michael, the flow like Aubrey. Walk around thinking I'm a prince like Saudi. Mismatched Converse, t-shirts tucked in. Know my worth, can't tell me nothing. White Nikes, albino, pink.
All right, we're back. Well, there, Jamie, if you know her, then we need to have an across the pond segment.
Yeah,
well, she's loose.
she's in the market for a handgun. I told her when she gave her some recommendations. When she gets them, I said you have to get her out shooting, and you got to be handy with it. When you're hot blonde, you gotta have a good side eye in there to protect yourself.
They say blondes have all the fun or have more fun, something like that. Yeah.
Thanks for watching, London. Appreciate it.
Yes, love it.
Paige, we'll call you Paige on here on your YouTube. So,
let's get Eric's comment in here. He says, owning a 300 blackout is as cool as putting a spoiler on your Dodge Neon. I like that. You meant owning a 300. Come on now. All right.
Okay.
I got to get a new intro though for the happy ending. I'm gonna put Deke on that. We need a new intro for the Happy Ending Chronicles.
Clay sent me a message. He's low energy Jeb tonight too. We both are, man.
So if we're boring tonight, I apologize.
I do feel like I'm low energy tonight.
I do too.
So hey, we got a lot of people watching us. So I appreciate you, even though we're low energy. And if maybe you don't think we suck, Clay and I don't. Anyway, let's get to the Happy Ending Chronicle. All right, so we're coming here, Harris County, Texas, Clay. A heroic middle school teacher in Houston, H-Town even, right? Big anti-gun city there.
Big anti-gun.
Is being celebrated for his brave actions that saved a 15-year-old girl from a harrowing assault. The incident unfolded just before midnight on July 28th in an apartment complex on Wood Forest Boulevard. Oh, yeah, just north of I-10 there. Yeah, I know where that's at. Between Normandy Street and Uvalde Road. David Garza, upon hearing desperate cries for help, intervened decisively with his firearm. According to Harris County Sheriff's Office investigators, the teen had just gotten off a Metro bus when she was followed and attacked by a man. The attacker, described as wearing a black hoodie with a white Reebok logo, blue jeans, and white tennis shoes, began assaulting the girl and attempting to remove her clothing. Mr. Garza, who lives in the complex, recounted the chilling scene. I looked out the window and I saw a man beating the shit out of a woman on the ground. I added that part in, trying to take her clothes off. He immediately grabbed his gun and rushed outside and confronted the piece of shit. In a dramatic moment captured on video, Garza is actually seen leaping into action. I ran outside, asked what's going on. The girl screamed, "I'm 15, help me." I pointed the gun at him and told that dirtbag to get off her. Garza recounted. The suspect, who had the girl by the hair, man, he's yanking on her hair and trying to rip her clothes off, released her immediately and then fled when confronted. Garza chased the piece of shit, ensuring the girl's safety. A neighbor witnessed the event, praised Garza's intervention, and said, "At first I was scared. I thought she was going to get raped." So you just stood there?
Yeah. No kidding,
I think if he didn't come out, she would have gotten raped. I'm positive she would have, and probably freaking murdered.
I have no doubt about it, but that's a happy ending, man.
Hey, we got some advice here. Happy ending of that is the girl didn't get raped, she didn't get murdered, and Mr. Garza used a sidearm to run off some piece of shit who was going to commit probably another felony on top of the other ones he'd already had.
Most likely. And I'm telling you, Jamie, I don't know about you, but you and I both subscribe to a lot of things. I've seen more self-defense uses in the last 2 weeks across the nation than I think I've seen in a long time. I don't know. Is that how you kind of look at it too? I mean, I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah. Hey, wait till we can do it in every state.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dougie, he says, Lauer Auto Repair. Here's an extreme weather alert from the Lauer Auto Repair Studios.
I like that. Extreme weather alert.
Yeah. I am sorry. I just want to add one thing to the nice podcast. Keep your vehicle plugged in and your battery charger on. Boy, ain't that the truth. I'm telling you, man.
We're not over the hump yet. 20 some below yet tonight. 22 here, I think they're predicting. So
I had 38 below here this morning, and everything was cold. Even, I got them inside. But it don't matter when it gets that cold if it's not heated. I'm telling you, it was cold. But I keep everything plugged in. Tractor's plugged. That tractor, none of that stuff would have started. But it's full of number one and plugged in. So I've been good.
Awesome.
Even the little Toyota, little Hilux, it cranked over, but I did plug it in. As long as it's plugged in, it really cranks over, and boom, it's gone.
Well, Clay bought that from overseas. He took out the 30 cal machine gun pod in there and the roll bar and shit.
It'd be fun to build one of them. At least put my pool on there. I'm telling you.
Dougie says, or not, because I love business.
All
right.
Corey says heat wave tomorrow, though. Yeah, this weekend it's going to start warming up tomorrow, and then Friday. I mean, they're talking 50 degrees down here by Sunday.
Love it.
I'm happy.
Love it. Eric,
Hey,
good night,
yep,
boys.
good
Eric
night.
Glazer, good night. Keep up the good show. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate you coming in.
it,
We
guys.
will,
Yep.
buddy. Thanks for coming on again. Appreciate it, man.
Well, yeah, darn it, you hit it, and then I hit it.
Yeah,
And
well,
I'm-
Sunday, my kids got of course, we're getting nice, and they get back from Florida, and then it gets nice, and she's got a volleyball tournament. But I'm going to drive myself up. We're going Friday, but I'm driving myself up to Minot. I'm driving back. I'm getting out to Dougie's. We got to make a video and do some shooting out there for the channel. So,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
it will be. Yeah, much you're not going to like it. It will be 223 involved. I actually do have some new earplugs from Axel. I think they're called Axel, like TI something. Not electronic, but they got little buttons on them. You're supposed to be able to open them up. We'll do a little test with that with a handgun. I'll blow my eardrums out for everybody if they don't work.
Everything for the cause, right?
yeah, it was minus. Actually, we set a record in Bismarck. It was minus 44 for the low the other night. So
today down here, and I'm 100 miles south of Jamie. Yeah, 38 below. He says he's in Tennessee. They got 2 inches of snow and they're losing their minds. Yeah, I've noticed that down there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame them, man. They never drive in it, so
they don't see it much. Yeah,
trust me, there's people around here who lose their freaking mind too. They haven't driven it in a while and it snows, and they go to work and there's 3-4 of them banged up.
No, they're usually from Tennessee.
Yeah, shit. I can't even say that.
Oklahoma, Texas.
Shit, they're usually from here.
Well, there's a lot of that too. So tomorrow, Friday, I'll be on again at 7:15 Mountain, 8:15 Central with Mitchell in the morning, and I'm going to bring up some of these bills that have been running through the House and the Senate. Most of them are from the game and fish sites, like the $115 million that they're going to get, 114 for the biennium, and that's on top of what they already collect. But they raised license fees, which I'm not happy about that at all.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that.
No, I was talking to Josh on the comments.
And then the the deer bow licenses, that one's not. I'm not real happy about that one. So there was a lot. I'm not gonna go over them all because there just isn't enough time on the show. But I do want to have some relevant bills that are passing through right now, and then crossover between Senate and House. So we will discuss a little of that. I also got a deal. I'm going to probably talk about this suit, and I really love this suit that's going on because NRA got involved in it. So I really want Gumshoe to hear it. And it has to do with Second Amendment Foundation, NRA, and it's challenging the Massachusetts ban on possession of carrying handguns and semi-automatic firearms by adults under 21.
Speaking of Massachusetts, there's a comment for you to read here.
We got 14 inches in Mass the other night, and we sat there drinking beer, saying just another day in paradise. Well, I don't know if Massachusetts is paradise, but hey, you know what? We're glad we got you on here. Like I said, I'm going to talk about your state.
Well, drinking beer in a bar in 14 when it's snowing out hard, I do think that's close to, especially in the city. Dougie says, bow hunters get free licenses now? No, not this session. Dougie, wait till the next one. I'm sure that's next.
Yeah, no, they ain't free, but they're going to
they will be. Don't worry, just for them.
Taking a portion out of our deer licenses.
Jack up the rifle tags to pay for the free bull licenses.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, sounds good. Anyway, we're going to talk a little about that. I'm going to send all that to Todd here, and we'll talk a little about that.
And we'll be back next Wednesday and March 3rd, Monday, March 3rd. Clay and I, Michael Bell Show, Dakota Mornings, sent a text today, so we're on for the full 2. I know last time he said it, but one of his sponsors wanted to come on and talk, so they pay to go on. Clay and I don't. We got bumped for the first 30, but we're going the full 2 hours on 3rd.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. And we got to get Kelly on here, but I know he's been pretty busy with a few things. So I think after this session kind of wraps up or kind of comes down to a lull, we'll get Kelly back on. I know he wants to get back on. So.
Yep. 18 Wheel says, I moved there from New York and I thought I was in freedom.
Well, from New York, you probably were, but you know what? Just move. You got a truck. Just move on out here. You can do a lot of trucks.
Yeah, you get some. And go to Western North Dakota too, not Eastern.
Yeah. Bismarck's about as far east as you want to go.
Yep, I'm in Bismarck. You'll.
Yep.
But
come on out.
anyhow.
In South Dakota, if you go to the hills, that's like being in the tropics. I mean, when I was down there, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
And
banana belt.
Yeah, it kind of is. So I tell you what, I think that's probably going to be a wrap for tonight. Like I said, I apologize. I was not feeling it tonight, everybody, but hopefully we got you some.
Oh, you hit it pretty well.
Well, hopefully
I was too. I got fired up reading that Second Amendment Chronicle. There fired me up a little bit.
It was a good one though. I love how you add stuff too. So you're getting to where you add just like I do anymore.
Yeah, just got to add it in there, man. Make it a little. I mean, it's already a good story. We just want to make it. We want to make it great.
Make it great. We're making
Big League Chronicle.
We're making happy endings great again. Oh no,
we'll go longer. We went 2 hours last week, man.
Yeah, we did. Welcome to North Dakota 18 wheels and a dozen 6-shooters. We aren't perfect, but I think we're better than New York. Yeah, we'd love to have them come out.
For sure. All
right, everybody. Well, have a great weekend. It's going to be a good warm one. I got a lot of things to do. I'm working on a tractor trade too, so I got a lot of shit to do.
Awesome.
All right, we'll catch you guys later. Again, thanks for listening, and make sure if you go to our sponsors, give them a holler and say, hey, we heard it on Guns in the 701. They appreciate that. And as what Scott always says, drink some milk, eat some meat, wear some fur, but we're going to add shoot some guns, do some reloading, and send some freedom seeds downrange. Everybody keep your powder dry. We'll see you next week.